Hello, this is Brian Urban with Counselor, here to review with you the latest and greatest updates and enhancements for Counselor for May 2017. We have some very exciting ones that I want to review with you briefly. First off, we have enhanced the document storage feature. As you likely know, this document storage feature is available both on the patient summary screen, so the patient administration area, as well as under administration and under the clinic documents area. So the feature functions the same way in both places. Let's have a look. What you'll notice now is that the interface is just honestly easier to use. So you have drag and drop options. You have a built-in viewer, so if you want to look at a document instead of needing to download it, you can straight away just open up that document and view. Or in this case, so here's the PDF. You could look at a different image, whatever you have stored in their Word document, Excel spreadsheets, just a whole variety of options you can access and then take action from there. Probably the main thing you want to note in this area is that the features for scanning and using snapshot have been modified. So instead of being in the top menu bar here, they are now under the device upload tab. So you'll see they're both available there. So a small change in just where they're located, but of course they're still very much available. Speaking of how things look, you do also have the ability to change the view of the icons as well. So you can look through the view option here and change if you prefer different layouts and looks. That is up to you. So you can certainly play around with these different options, test out what you like. There's some built-in features behind the scenes as well. We'll be happy to review with you as needed. Just let us know if you have any questions specifically about this area. But we're very excited to bring this to you because we think it'll be a lot more, much easier to use overall. All right, so now looking at the patient profile picture. Just another quick add here is you now have the ability to scan the patient's profile picture. So most commonly, that'd be if you wanted to scan the patient's driver's license and add it to the profile picture area. All right, so now looking at some other areas, we have added the option to add in service plans. So this would be, for a variety of reasons, perhaps you're unbundled or you sell the service plan separately from the manufacturer's warranty. You can then add in the service plan date. Of course, this is not required, so you don't have to enter anything here. Behind the scenes, if you want, you can also have the service plan tied to automatic discounts within that patient's profile, essentially. So when you went to create an invoice for the patient, and let's say you had a discount automatically for batteries for patients on the service plan, it would then automatically be added, the discount would be added automatically to that, that line item for that invoice. So there's some features behind the scenes here that make this, well, hopefully very intuitive to use and affect multiple areas. Let's see here. So we also have the ability, or we've also added in the option of more flexibility with tax rates. So you can enter separate tax rates. In fact, let's just stay on this screen because we'll talk through these. You can add different tax rates for each line item for each clinic. So if you have multiple clinics that span multiple states, where the tax rates may vary, or just different municipalities where maybe one county or one city charges a different tax rate than the other, that can all be managed in Counselor very simply. It's set up at the administrative level, and then when you go to create your invoices, you don't have to think through what the tax rates are. And we'd be happy to work with you directly to figure out, to help you determine the best way to manage that. Another feature here, this is regarding the dates for invoices, line items, and device purchase dates. So now when you update the invoice date, it will then automatically update the line item dates and the device purchase dates, okay? So what happens there is if, let's say you created a quote invoice, or maybe you set up the invoice 2 days before the patient's fitting because you want to get the purchase agreement and everything all set in place. Once you update that invoice line item date, or I'm sorry, invoice date, it'll then update the line items and the device purchase dates. So this means you don't have to go into each area and manually update those dates, okay? This only occurs, by the way, if the invoice date is newer than the line item dates. Okay, so you could always go into an old invoice and add new invoices, line items. But if you update the invoice date for something that perhaps is a bit older, it will then update accordingly. All right, quote invoices, I just mentioned that a moment ago. We've now added the option to add in, to pull from stock and also display device details if you want to do that. So if you are quoting a patient and want to set aside some stock, you can reserve that through that same process. Also, in the kind of a different note here, on the schedule, the agenda view now has the ability to show appointment notes. So if you want to perhaps print out your schedule and show all the notes associated with the appointments, the agenda view is the way to go. Now, in the patient's devices screen, let's go ahead and show you this one. You do have the ability to determine whether or not you want to show the inactive devices. What I mean by that is, within your clinic, you likely have a list of active devices, so ones you're currently fitting. If this box is unchecked, it'll only show the active devices. But if you also want to show the inactive devices, simply check that box, and then you can see all the devices that have been disabled. Okay. Many times, if you've converted your system from a different office management system, you'll have a lot of disabled devices. So there's a lot to comb through. So we wanted to make sure we shorten that list, but still gave you availability to access those disabled devices. One example would be if a patient came in from a different clinic and had a device that maybe hasn't been fit in 5 or 10 years. You may have that on your disabled device, disabled list, I'm sorry. You could go down and grab that without having to add it new to your line item list, to your hearing aid list. Okay, so let us know if you have any questions about that or would like some advice on how to handle it. Okay, as far as new widgets, we have a few new ones we think are kind of great. There's now a device for warranty expiration, so you can view, of course, when devices will be going out of warranty. You can view the same thing for service plans. And there's also a new widget for tracking patient portal activity. So you can look at a glance and see all the patient, see the kind of volume patients that are using the portal and kind of keep track of that from there. So we're very excited about these changes. We love the fact that a lot of this stuff came directly from you, from your ideas, your input. So keep it coming. We're happy to keep developing and make Counselor better and better each and every day. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful week, and thank you for joining us for the Updates and Enhancements overview.